Oh, I get to tell you. Good morning, you guys. It is November 13th. It is Monday. How is everybody? Good? Let us know in the comments. Are you ready for Thanksgiving? I went to Sam's Club. Do you have Sam Club in New York? I'm assuming you do.
Yes, Sam's
Costco,
Club
Sam's
and
Club,
BJ's, I think.
BJ's. That's a good name.
Yeah.
Um, I went there yesterday and there was, as soon as you walk in, the green beans, the dry
Yes.
onions, the cream of
Yes.
mushroom, and that's our staple take two to Thanksgiving. So I was like, grab all the bulk items of those because I'll be making two of those this Thanksgiving. What do you take to Thanksgiving?
It's different every year. I suck at cooking and I only do it to live, like, so we can survive. So we're probably just bringing a pie that I buy from the store.
See, I'm all for that too. My mom, I do make pumpkin pie from scratch because my mom taught me how. And she gave me my great grandma's recipe. I think it's my great grandma. Somebody did. It's
Nice.
their recipe and it's really good. It's really good. I mean, it's literally just the contents of what's in the back of the pumpkin pie mix, but the crust is where the homemadeness comes from, right?
Mhm.
So that's really good. But man, with the holidays coming up, we decided to do this, guys, and I want to let everybody know that's watching. We did a Surviving the Holidays workshop, and because it was so good, we decided to just put it on our website for sale. So if you missed the workshop and you are super freaking out about how to conduct yourself or how to help your kids, how to afford Christmas, how to plan for your extended family, whatever it is about the holidays, it's freaking you out. I guarantee it was probably talked about in that workshop. So take advantage of that. The link is everywhere on our sites. So go ahead and jump in and take that workshop. It'll be sent to you on an email pronto, and you can watch those 2 days worth of workshops. But what's new with you? Anything new, exciting this week? Is it cold there? It's like 38, but it gets up to 58 here during the day.
Yeah, it is pretty cold. David finished the backsplash in the kitchen, which is great because now, so we bought a
Awesome.
100-year-old house like 3 years ago, and so it definitely needed
Yeah.
TLC. The kitchen was the worst; it needed the most work, but it's finally kind of done. Other than we have to replace a couple of windows, but it looks so much better. So it feels good that that's finished.
You need to send him over to Illinois because we've had a concrete black backsplash, say that 4 times, um, that we just painted navy because we
That works.
finished our remodel and I had a baby shower like that weekend. And so I just painted it navy real fast. So it's concrete wall, but it's
Yeah.
painted navy. And we had just forgot about it like for 5 years. But now that we're getting ready to sell our house, I'm like, oh shit, like we need to put a backsplash up. I'm like, but do we? But do we need to put a backsplash? I
I don't
don't think
think
we
you
do.
do in this market because
Right.
people are swooping in on houses that need a shitload of work and they're paying way over asking. It's the
Right.
wild, wild
The
west out there
market is
now. You
crazy.
probably don't need to do as much as
Um,
you think you need.
I don't know if you saw a TikTok that I made the other day about the system, the family law system. Like,
Mhm.
and it's a genuine question. Like, when do you think it changed from, Bob and Sally in the 1950s, which was rare, wanted to go get a divorce. And I say rare because my grandma got a divorce really like in the 70s, let's say. And it was super simple. They went to a lawyer, they went in front of a judge. They, in 5 minutes, said what they wanted, what they didn't want, blah, blah, blah. And the judge picked right then and there, and they were divorced that day. There was not multiple lawyers. There was not GALs, court evaluators, parent coordinators, all these fucking, people that are now involved in cases. And the judges, like now today, judges aren't even making decisions. They're not ruling on shit really. They're leaving it up to the GALs and the court evaluators and all these people. Like, when do you think that changed? Like,
Hmm.
what happened? I'm trying to think. Is it the internet? Is it that the family law system went global and realized that they could make money? Like, when did it shift? Because I'm
Maybe
just
the
curious.
divorces become increasingly more conflicting. Like, is there just more
I just
turmoil?
Yeah, oh, I totally think there is, but I just think there's been a switch on people in family law realizing it's a money market too. I
Yeah.
think lawyers I think lawyers were seeing, criminal attorneys making money. I think lawyers over in, circuit clerk were realizing people were making money and they're like family law attorneys were like, how can I make money to pay off my law, bill? And then it's just it's gotten out of hand. I mean, I read the comment section on that TikTok and people were just like, the amount of money I've spent on everything is ridiculous because if I had to get a GAL, then I had to get a court evaluator, then I had to get an evaluator. Like all these things. And I just wonder what happened from the 70s and 80s to now, where we have to spend thousands upon hundreds of thousands to get divorced, where back in the day, you pleaded your case in a half a day, an hour or two, and a judge just said, you get this and you get this. And
Mhm.
now it's like, well, I don't know. What's the report say? Well, I don't know. What does this say? And it just seems like a money grab to me. I mean, just a
Yeah, well,
constant
definitely some attorneys are in it for
money
the
grab.
money. I mean, I hear horror
Yeah,
stories about how they'll stir the pot themselves just to make it more of
right.
a battle between the 2 people so that they get more money.
Right. And I feel bad because I have a different perspective now being done, but I was that same person that just said, "Oh, you want me to do that? Oh, you want me to get a GAL? Oh, you want me to go get a psych eval? Oh," and I said, "Yes, yes, yes, yes." Because at the
Right.
same breath, my attorney was saying, "If you don't, you will look bad." Well, look bad to who? The guy that's not even making a decision? Like like, let's be real. You want me to I'm gonna
Yeah.
look bad to who? I
Yeah,
was
you're
just so
scared and
blind
you're
and
vulnerable
dumb.
and you don't wanna do the wrong thing, and so you listen to the
Yeah.
people that you trust because you think that they know what they're talking about.
Right, that you're supposed to be able to trust, and that's why I think, and I haven't even told you this, when I get done with my co-parenting course, it's gonna go out, high conflict co-parenting course that rolls out next Monday. After that one, I'm gonna do all the things I know about how to find a good GAL, a good attorney, and just sell that course too, because I just now knowing what I know about attorneys' offices and how to make sure you find one that's for the right type of case that you have and things like that. So, um, there's so many questions about GALs, and people just really need to do their due diligence of not saying yes to the first name that gets thrown out there. You really got to do your investigation of who is this GAL, what's their stance on certain things, because a lot of them have published work. I don't know if a lot of you know this. Your attorneys and judges and GALs, all the people involved, usually have articles or papers that they've written that are public knowledge, and you can kind of get a glimpse on where they lie, politically and or morally and or ethically. They've wrote papers on it, so you really want to make sure you're picking somebody um, that's of good caliber. Somebody's asking, how do you know if the GAL is decent? You don't, but what I would highly recommend is not getting a lawyer GAL, but getting more of a a psychiatrist or a counseling type of GAL, somebody that has a mental health type of background versus a legal background. And they're available in a lot of the bigger cities. You'll have a GAL that's more um, based. You can have psychologists and stuff that are GALs versus just an attorney. A family law attorney that becomes a GAL, they literally took in most states a 4-hour course and got their certificate. That's it. And so they have really, to me, in my opinion, no really stance to observe a family and make a good moral, ethical judgment because they're looking at everything legally finding. Do I have evidence of that? Do I have evidence of that? And not like there's no touchy feel in anything. So that's what makes it hard.
Yeah, somebody
Everything
said
makes
I
it hard,
spent
actually.
15 grand and I got nowhere. I spent 16,000 and have gotten very little legal advice. My ex's attorney stirs the pot like no other. Yeah,
Right,
it's
right. Yeah, I always loved the, cover letters. That's one of the part of the divorce you got to miss out on, Leah Marie. My ex and I's attorneys, whenever they would send motions over to the other side, like my ex-husband would file something, and then they would attach the motion and send it over to my side. And there would always be a cover letter on front. And tell me if those of you that are in the midst of this, if you get these and you read these, which I'm going to give you the advice, don't read the cover letter. The cover letter is one attorney's perspective to another attorney on what they think this motion will get like listened to and approved by a judge. So let's make up the story that my ex-husband made a motion that he needed 100% parenting time. In the cover letter, it will say all the reasons why. True or not, it's allegation city in the cover letter of just it's a soap opera. That's how my attorney described it to me. It's a soap opera to get you rattled, to get you to buy the narrative, to get you scared, to get you fearful, to where you'll fold and compromise before it goes to court. Because in the cover letter, they're saying all the things they're going to say about you in open court. Might not even be true. Again, it's just false allegation after allegation. And I would read those cover letters and I would think, because I didn't understand what they were, I thought they were going to the judge. I thought because it was stapled to the motion to the judge, the cover letter was going. The cover letter doesn't go to the judge. That
Mm,
just goes from one attorney to the other. But it is a total pot stirring, fucking emotional
mind
roller
fuck.
coaster mind fuck. Because you read that, because your attorney just makes a copy and sends the whole fucking thing over to you without a, hey, by the way, Sam, when you read this, you're going to read some stupid shit that's going to fucking like scare the shit out of you. Don't worry. It's just his opinion to me. Doesn't mean shit. No, I didn't get that till like my third attorney. And it makes, like somebody said, it makes your anxiety just go bonkers, which by the way, next week in the next chapter, I am going to be sharing. I just listened to a really good podcast about anxiety, and I'm going to share that in the next week. I know you and I had talked about what we were going to do next week. My 2 cents is going to be about the 4 steps and possibly 8. And it blew I don't know what happened there. Everybody should be on this. Everybody should be listening to this podcast. So let's see. What else we got right now? This in 10 minutes, what are we doing?
10 minutes. We're doing it in the new chapter. We're doing our training. You're going to do a lot of things to help around the house, like as a single parent, things that you can do at home to lower your stress, to save you time, to make things more productive. And because it's hard when you're doing everything all by yourself.
Yeah. Yes. So, it's really going to be a lot of household tips, how to find structure as a single parent, how to do it all, because I know all of you have so many buckets that are going and need filled every single day. So I'm going to take all the tools. No idea what is going on with my internet. Like my computer says I have full bars, but then StreamYard says I have 1 bar. Like, I don't know what's going on. Something wonky is happening. Is there any kind of full moon or anything crazy shit going on here lately?
It's a new moon today.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know why it's cutting out. Let me try to check off my Wi-Fi. Maybe that's the problem.
I'm so tired of
You
doing
never
it
know.
all. I know it's hard. It's hard being a single parent. It sure is. I can put the link here. So if you want to come over,
so the next
let's see.
Yep. Are we on a delay?
No, I think you're back.
Yeah. So in the next chapter, in 10 minutes, I'm going to share, I think it's like 12 or 15 tips to find some structure in your own household. We're going to talk about routines and tasks and planning and quality time and all these things. I don't know why it keeps cutting out. I think the internet hates me today. It's just one of those days where the internet's just not going to work in my favor. So we're going to do that in the next 10 minutes. But again, next week, what are you sharing next week? Because I'm going to talk about anxiety. You're going to talk about self-worth?
Yeah. I read this really great book.
It feels like it keeps cutting.
Yeah, you're back now. I read this really great book and I want to share. I'm almost done with it, but I've been like highlighting it like crazy throughout. There's like so many good nuggets of information and things that really make you think about where your beliefs about yourself come from and how you can shift that. So I'm going to go into self-worth and mindset and things like that so that you can feel better about yourself and really accept yourself. And I kind of I don't know if you want to share about what we were talking about before we hopped on here about accepting yourself as you are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's a lot of that. Like, how do you do that?
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's an everyday check yourself kind of thing. So I don't know if any of you followed me for a long time, you have probably noticed that I've always been really, really tan. And again, in the summertime, I'm outside, so I'm going to be tan. But usually in the winter, I tan in a tanning bed. And I have one in my home. I'm looking at it right now. It's a huge tanning bed. And I chose not to for the past 3 months. I haven't been inside the tanning bed. And I'm trying for my hardest at 44 years old to just embrace my pale ass skin in the wintertime. And it is, every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, I'm not happy with what I look like. And I'm just trying to embrace it and just keep changing my makeup style up. And I don't have hardly any makeup on today because I'm getting ready to go to a doctor's appointment for my face, because I want to ask what I can do to my face to make sure that it stays young looking, since my face is my brand. And that's really, really hard. And I'm just doing a consult just to see what he thinks. I've never done anything to my face, but I have really, really deep sunken eyes. I've been losing weight. I think I'm up to like 28 pounds that I've lost in the past couple months. And so my face gets really sunk in, and I want to know how to help my under eyes really bad. That's the one part that I'm just really struggling with, is my under eyes. Cause I just look like I'm tired and I'm sick, and I'm not. I feel really good. but I'm just not going to tan because I really want to embrace and I want to save my skin. And I was that girl that was baby oil when I was in high school. I mean, literally baby oil and sizzling in the sun. I was a lifeguard. I've always just been outside. I absolutely love the sun. And I just want to make sure I can look good pale. Like I want to like myself pale. I just do. So every day I'm just trying to look at my skin and be thankful that it looks as good as it does. It's tightening up because of the good retinol that I'm using, but it's really hard. I'm just so used to seeing myself tan.
Mhm.
And so trying to embrace the paleness, which is my natural fucking skin color. It's my natural skin color. It's really who I am.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to
Yeah.
embrace the paleness this winter and just see how it falls, which
Yeah.
was weird
I
because I was
love
getting a
that though.
tattoo. I was getting a tattoo a couple days ago, and just looking at my arm as she's tattooing it, and I'm just like, God, my skin is so fucking white. Just like it's so pale, and I'm trying to just embrace it. I'm just trying to embrace the paleness. It's hard. Somebody said, "Don't tan." I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
there's so many things in this world that are shoved down our throat to make us feel like we have to be a certain way and look a certain way and keep up with the Joneses and da 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 da
Be
da da.
enough.
And it is such a power move to be able to just say, you know what, I just like myself just like this, just the way I am. And if other people have a
Yeah.
problem with it, that's their problem. I can accept myself and embrace myself and whatever that is, the stretch marks and the lines and whether you're tan or you're pale or I stopped coloring my hair a few years ago because I'm like, fuck it, this is just my hair color. And there's gray in it and it's just
Right.
gray and I earned that shit, okay? And so I'm not covering it up.
Right.
Now if you want to cover
Right.
it up, fine, but it's like it is a pretty great feeling to be able to just accept yourself just like you are, just
Yeah.
without having to
Yeah.
change anything to fit into any other kind of box.
Right. So I'm very curious when I go to the doctor's appointment today. Like, I'm going to ask a lot of questions. I'm going to ask a lot of health side of questions, but like, there's nothing saying I'm going to do anything. This is just a consult today. But like, I want to hear also because I know I'm going to be sold to, and I'll have that feeling of like, I know he's trying to sell me on this, and then really taking what he says and going back home and trying to find the research on it and
Yeah,
see
or
if
get
it's
a
going to
couple
be worth
opinions
my
maybe.
time.
Like not just
Do
one
what?
person. You can get a few opinions. You can go get a consult maybe at a
Yes.
couple places.
Yes, and I got really good recommendations from other moms, that I know that have had some, fillers or Botox and stuff done to their faces, um, and they've had good results, and only one has had like, I wish I didn't do it," because now I gotta maintain it kinda thing, but I'm 44 and my face is my business, and I wanna like what I'm looking like, and I want I'm already embracing the paleness. What I wanna do next is, like, just really not look for some reason, when I lose weight, my face just goes really Skeletor looking. And I don't know if anybody else has that, like where you just lose weight. And honestly, people will walk up to me because I've done this before where I've lost a lot of weight. People will walk up and they'll just say mean shit like, "Are you sick? Did someone hit you last night?" And it's just like, nope, I just have dark bags under my eyes. And mine aren't bags. Mine are just literally sunk in. Like you can stack quarters in these fuckers. They're so deep. But yeah, pale is hard. I don't know why pale is so hard. Like Leah Marie, you're pale and
Yeah.
that looks like you. You look like how you're supposed to look.
Well, so do
And I
you.
don't.
You're just not used to
No.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Somebody
turning
said I
44
use
today. Happy
filler.
birthday.
Happy
Filler for you guys.
birthday. 44 is good. I use filler under my eyes and it makes me feel better. Yeah, I look tired all the time and I'm not. People will be like, and you guys, I have a filter on. I don't know if anybody knows that I have a filter on, but you see how I just changed my eyes like that? Like just looking down. Those are like, that's with a filter. So imagine how bad it is without a filter. But it's like, it makes me feel bad about myself. Like I don't feel how I look. I don't look tired or I don't
Mhm.
feel tired. I look tired and it's really frustrating. So the more bags for your buck. Immediate results at last.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that like stuff lasts, 8 months, fillers do. So yeah,
Thank you. Thank you, Heather.
she does.
Uh,
See, hollow under. Yeah, mine are hollow. And then I look like I'm deathly sick and I'm not. I'm perfectly freaking fine. All right, we should get going because we have the next chapter where we're going to talk about household routine and rules and tips to keep your household as a single parent going and smooth. I'm really excited about this one. I'm excited about all the ones we do, but this is like, I get to share some of the things that I've done that have really helped our household function as a single parent and now as a blended family. To just kind of find that structure and that routine over the years has been really helpful to ease the anxiety and the burden of being that single parent on your own, trying to manage it all. So until next time, guys, we'll see you probably tomorrow, actually, right? Probably, without a doubt. Bye, TikTok.
Bye, guys.
Adios, everybody. Have a good day.